Good morning. Welcome to ABC123 Trader. Today is September 3rd, 2020. It's 10:25 a.m. and I'm doing an introduction video to an indicator that was still in test phase, but it was actually designed by a methodology used by Jose Astorga once again. And also I'm using part of the ATRFib that was introduced to me by Ishaam as well. So I'm trying to hybrid a few things and try to find out a system that you can use as for targets. So what I'm going to show you is Jose's system, and I tested it this morning, but I'm going to give you a warning trying to use this system. I'm looking at two different ways of how to use the system, but I'm finding out it is an excellent way to find targets, or in areas of support and resistance or targets. So how the system originally Jose designed was on a 15-minute chart, and he was just looking at candle sizes and trying to figure out where the next movement is. So what these lines are, let's get a little deeper into the lines. Where are we here? So basically at market open, he'll record market open time, and he just wants to see what the price action is in the first 15 minutes. And then what he'll do is he'll project lines. If it breaks, the original zone is the upper zone and the lower zone, and the red lines and green lines are target 1, and the purple lines are zones of interest. So this would be 100% move, 200% move, 300, 400, etc., etc. Same on the other side. From the top of this one to this area is 100% move, 200% move, 300% move. And to create bias, what I was trying to figure out is, you know, it's all great, you know, finding targets. That's what we always need to do. It's easy to enter a trade, but it's always many times it's very difficult to try to figure out where a profit target is. And so basically Jose's theory was, once you break into past the next zone, depending on the direction of the price action, you can enter a trade and hit for target 1, or you can go to the next zone. So I was waiting to break here, but I didn't wait for the candle to close. And my first trade, I thought I lost $440. I went, whoa, this is too rich for my blood on a really quick price action trade if I was wrong. Then my second trade, I got back my money back, and then the third trade, I finally ended up with $300. So the methodology works actually quite well for entering a trade and looking for price targets. But what I'm doing is I'm doing a combination of two things. I'm looking at, of course, what Ishaam showed me was, of course, the fib retrace to say, okay, the price action looked like it's pushing down, so our bias should be down. We'll look at the, you know, the first 15 minutes that Jose said, you know, methodology was. This is our zone of interest. Really, we don't really want to play in that area until it breaks. And once it breaks, that would be our first opportunity to target 1. Now it's trying to get to the break to the second 100%. If you have multiple contracts, you can use this as target 1, target 2. See what happens next phase. You could even use it for the reversal, but I won't reverse trade. So this would be target 1, target 2. Again, target 1, target 2. Okay. But because of the price action is so high, I mean, not the price action, but the volatility is so high, you know, it's, I don't want to blow up an account. So I was trying to figure out this indicator that I'm looking at is an excellent indicator to enter a trend and finding a price target. We can look at it as a longer term candles, such that saying yes, we're on the right side of the trade. Like as you can see, the top of the hour, 10:30, comes in, and now what we can do is to see if she's going to break, and see how she tapped at the 25 level, and then the reaction. So we'll wait till it starts breaking. Once it starts breaking, we can go. Myself, I would probably shut her down just before 12,000, because that is, the 100s is a sensitive area, and if it keeps on going, then we can use this target and this target again. But the volatility is high because it depends on the first 15 minutes of the range. Okay, so what I'm going to show you is how I kind of discerned my target in confluence of where the trade is supposed to be going. I'm going to bring over my other chart here. Just give it a second. I just have to add one more indicator just for verification. Okay. Wow. A lot of data. Oh, because I was back testing almost 120 days of data. That's why it's taking so long. Because I like trading the Nasdaq, and as you can see here, the volatility is 28 points. That's insanely fast. So we really have to watch our trade. My first original trade was right before the top of the hour, and this is where I got bit the first time, and I didn't even have this on, and it's actually pointing down anyways. See, there is 29 points, but I shut it down at 400. I said it was way too rich for my blood. Okay, once it broke in, it continued down. But what I use, the confluence, is I will look, where are we here? So at the 30 level where it broke, where I entered. So at the 30 level where it entered, it broke, of course it broke the swing, which Jose's factor was saying it's right in this area. Then of course I will use my first target on my institution line, which it vibrated actually. It vibrated and it bounced up. If it breaks the 100 level, of course, on the institution line, I will go for another round, and I'll be shooting for a second institution line. I'll watch it break through the stop outs, keep on going down. Now if I actually had this on, I would have saw this purple, which I know majority of the time it's just the initial snapback for one more pull down before a reversal. And as you can see now, momentum is turning, the super trend is turning, and the buy sell activators all turning. They're tightening up, ready for a reversal. It still could keep on going down. Like, I look at it as, if it really pushes down, look at all these stop outs waiting just to get eaten up right now. So, and as you can see, it might push down. But this is all I want to show you on this video today. Is it's actually a really neat system. I'm cleaning up some of the I'm trying to put a few more bells and whistles. Originally what this zone of interest was supposed to be is it was going to be a moving range to tell you where your areas, you know, this thing would just bounce and move. But when I was putting my first test code, I was looking at it and I said, you know what, actually this is a really good point of reference to make sure you're on the right side of the trade. Because yesterday, look what happened. This was our first original move, and I took this trade down, and I was done for the day. But look how it, by overnight session, look where we were ranging. We were ranging within that zone, and we can use that as well as a bias of which direction to go. So once it starts breaking here, if I was up at 5 in the morning Eastern Standard Time and I started noticing break, I could have took this trade all the way down. And then I would look at the bottom of this zone, and as you can see where it vibrates, See, it's vibrating on the previous zone. Okay? And then you go again. So the next area of interest I would look for, I'm just going to do it for fun. Right there. Let's see where we are so far. So let's see if it will get to the bottom of that zone on vibration. But as you can see, look how it hit, as Jose's methodology, how it hit it right on the money. The purple line as a target, ultimate targets. And that was a little bit higher from here. So we're within this oscillation zone here. Previous day. And then here's a, I think this is a perfect example. See, these are the days, maybe you'll just realize I'm not trading. By the time 10 o'clock comes in, by the time it finishes up, it's 11:45 noon, and it's saying, you know what? There's no trading today. We have nothing to do. It was a consolidation day, and you could tell it consolidated from 10 in the morning for almost 24 hours. Actually, more than 24 hours. It was a day and a half. So you knew that was your banker's position to make their move. There you go. Good afternoon. Welcome to ABC123 Trader. It is 1:15 p.m. And this is the second half of this video of the ABC123 leveler indicator. I showed you the inception of what the methodology of what Jose Astorga was trying to see a methodology plus with Ishaam on the fib retrace. So I programmed this using his methodology, and just so we can get more clarification, a lot easier to use this indicator. Like I said in my previous video, if the volatility is extreme, I'm finding using this as a guide to find our targets while we're trading into our minute charts or our tick charts. And as you can see, I set it up with 5 or 6 zones or 6 targets, and today was a real big drop today, so we actually went 4 levels. And so what you will notice is every day it will reprint out different zones. So this one from the initial phase got up to at least to almost to the 3rd zone. Actually, it did get to the 4th zone as well. This one, 2nd zone to 3rd targets. So you can always have target areas for your chart. Let me just zoom it up. So as you can see, I want to go back to that one consolidation day that we were talking about. As you can see, when you're in a one target and you're just bouncing, unless if you're a range trader, go hard. I'm not a range trader. I'm a trend trader. So this can keep you out of all that ugliness here because there's no targets are being met. But majority of the time, you will hit. Well, here this is a 6 target level, which was really good. And others, and there will be others as 4 targets, etc. So at least now we have a guide of where is a possibility for us to, if we're using multiple contracts or even single contracts, is when to enter a trade, exit a trade, minimize stop losses so we can actually keep on running. So you can start also, let's say, scalping as well. So if you're looking even in this little zone here, if we enter from zone 1 to target, there's close to $600, right? So we'll do it again. Zone 2, we're entering, but it doesn't break, so we just shut her down. Enter again. Zone 2 to the next target will still be consistently the same amount. So we have areas of interest. Like today was insane. The drop was crazy. Actually, I should have traded a little bit more today, but it was just too volatile for my liking. Because from this zone, from the top to the target, was over $1,000 per move. So basically, you could have made $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 move on 4 targets, which is actually amazing. So other than that, I'll just show you a little bit what the parameters are. And I'm going to close this video for today. So on the leveler, Right now I can turn off the swing scanner, but I'm using ATRFib zone. Actually, the way I probably would do it, I could also use 915, but I'll shut down the 915 as well. I would probably do a day trend indicator. Add that with current time because I'm on a 15-minute time frame. The leveler, time scanner, and the fib zones. And the time scanner is set up actually to a 60-minute chart. No, actually 15 on this one, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio right now. I thought I had it on 60. I was doing an example here. So as you can see, when the market started taking off, it took off or at 4 in the morning as the sell phase on the day trend, and we know the ATR fib was going down. 10 o'clock was a buy signal, but you don't buy into against the trend, so you know you can actually take the first signal that we knew from 10 o'clock to at least 12 o'clock we were going to have a runner, and then from 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock we had a runner, and now 1 o'clock we're going up, and as you can see it's working its way slowly. So as you can see, you had 1, 2, 3, 4 zones of interest to make a trade. Other than that, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at ABC123Trader, and just make sure you pinpoint your trade safe, and you guys have a great day. Take care.